Take this across to Jai Mrug as well. Good afternoon to you, Jai. You know the state of Gujarat very closely. You've monitored several elections that have taken place in that state. It's a three-pronged fight this time round with the Aam Aadmi Party also entering the fray. How do you see this now panning out? Well, Arvind Kejriwal has in fact, I'll just come back to you, Jai, but Arvind Kejriwal has responded to the announcement of the date. Arvind Kejriwal says that Aam Aadmi Party will surely win that particular election in Gujarat. Jai, coming to you immediately, how do you read that response coming in from Arvind Kejriwal? He's already jumped to the conclusion that the AAP's the winner.
Yeah, this is a bit like, a little bit of, I would say, premature euphoria. Well, certainly, whatever the tragic event has happened just before the election. It's certainly going to have an impact. You see, however, we have to keep a couple of things in mind. First, the organization state of all the parties. Second, the basic strength with which each party starts. See, I would like to look at it very dispassionately. So what is the basic strength with the BJP starts, the AAP starts, and the Congress starts? And third, what is most important, see, a lot of the respondents there have said they are anguished, to whom your reporters spoke to, but they also said that they were going to look at the overall development track record, right? So so I think just assuming that this one incident will trigger a wave, in favor of X or Y is a sort of, premature conclusion. It's sort of unwarranted euphoria. However,
assessment, Jai, of the kind of inroads that the Aam Aadmi Party can actually make. How do you actually assess their performance going forward in this election campaign? Is it a lot of rhetoric that we're talking about? What are the ground realities telling you?
Well, you see, they have indeed made some sort of inroads, which is visible from the vote shares which were shown in your last opinion poll, which put the Aam Aadmi Party at 24%, right? Now, the thing
Let me just interrupt you there, Jai. We're getting an official reaction from the Aam Aadmi Party. Mr. Kailash Gadhvi of the AAP joins us from Gujarat. इलेक्शन के रिजल्ट्स अनाउंस कर दिए हैं, वो बोल रहे हैं कि पार्टी जीतेगी। 8 तारीख तक हमें रुकना पड़ेगा, लेकिन दिसंबर
हम 8 तारीख के लिए खाली रुक नहीं रहे, हम 15 तारीख तक के लिए भी रुक रहे हैं, क्योंकि 15 तारीख हम सरकार बनाएंगे, हम उसकी भी तैयारी कर रहे हैं और हम सरकार कंप्लीट मेजोरिटी के साथ सरकार बना रहे हैं।
और इतनी कॉन्फिडेंस से आप कैसे कह सकते हैं? अभी तक काफी टाइम बाकी है इलेक्शन कैंपेन में खत्म होने के लिए।
आपने बहुत अच्छा प्रश्न किया है। हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस का कारण यह है कि गुजरात में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का घमंड, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कारण बढ़ा हुआ भ्रष्टाचार और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की महंगाई के कारण गुजरात के लोग त्रस्त हैं। और गुजरात का पनौता पुत्र डबल इंजन की सरकार जो गुजरात और दिल्ली में बैठी हुई है, जो दोनों इंजन फेल हो गई है, जिस कारण गुजरात के लोगों ने इस बार निर्णय लिया है कि वो परिवर्तन करें। आज तक कांग्रेस को उन्होंने ऑप्शन की तरफ मेहनत की, तो कांग्रेस कभी भारतीय जनता पार्टी को हरा नहीं सकी, कारण के उन दोनों की इंटरनल सेटिंग थी। इसलिए अब पहली बार आम आदमी पार्टी का मौजूद विकल्प मिला है और पूरे गुजरात में लोग इस विकल्प के लिए काम कर रहे हैं। आज की तारीख में हम 40% प्लस वोट शेयरिंग में आके खड़े हुए हैं।
40% वोट शेयर। शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए कैलाश गढ़वी जी। जय, do you think that's a realistic assessment? 40% vote share for the Aam Aadmi Party in Gujarat. That's the AAP's own projection.
Yeah, no, Siddharth, I would like to start with Mr. Gadhvi himself. Now, Mr. Gadhvi is a former spokesperson of the Congress. Okay, his own native seat was Abdasa in Kutch. Now he is the candidate from the neighboring seat, which is Mandvi. Okay. Now, this sort of pattern that we see, okay, has been replicated by the Aam Aadmi Party across Gujarat. Whichever district you go to, for example, if you go to Junagadh, all their candidates are a cut and paste from the Congress. If you go to from the BJP, sorry. If you go to Amreli, all their candidates are cut and paste from the Congress. See, this is the wild card in the election. Okay, the wild card in the sense, what the Aam Aadmi Party is trying to do, top up the popularity of Mr. Kejriwal with a whole set of local candidates with a past political history in the other parties. Okay, that's the real wild card, and I do not know if Mr. Kejriwal sees this event as the last trigger for his wild card to work. So I would still, say the game is open. It's not some one-way race, But clearly, the non-BJP opposition seems to be euphoric. That is very visible from what we are seeing on the ground.
And how much do you see the Aam Aadmi Party actually eating into the Congress vote share, Jay? Because the Congress did give a tough fight to the BJP in 2017. But is the AAP now going to be the principal challenger for the BJP? That's the question foremost on many people's minds.
Yeah, again here, Siddharth, okay, we known each other for years. I'll again go by hard data and information, okay? Yes. You go across district and district, okay? For example, in Jethpur, next to Baroda, the Aam Aadmi Party has given to the daughter of Ram Singh Rathwa, who was a former Congress MP for many terms over there. What it appears, if you consolidate the information from district after district, is that the Aam Aadmi Party has sucked away the cadre of the Congress party in most of the districts. Mr. Kailash Gadhvi is the first, and this pattern is replicated across in many districts of sucking away the cadre of the Congress party. So clearly the Congress is challenged. I mean, they would, I would say 25% something. Now, this is not a poll. This is clearly just an educated estimate. 25% of something could be like a peak vote share for the Congress, the best that it can do in Gujarat. So clearly it's challenged. If the AAP goes beyond a number like 20 or 24, then it will start harming the BJP as well. Okay. So far, it appears to have harmed the Congress more than the BJP.
And how do you think that the BJP will be reading this development? Would they rather have a two-way fight or a three-way fight? Because in a direct fight with the Congress, they have an extremely good record across states.
Yeah, the BJP, I mean, if you just put yourselves in their shoes, they would certainly be hoping for a very good three-way fight. Okay, so in a sense that in many places the anti-incumbent, anti-BJP vote would split between the Congress and the AAP, or go simply to the Congress in a greater way than it's going to the AAP. However, the wild card is, let me give you an example of what I mean by this wild card strategy. For example, you take the district of Junagadh. Okay. Now, it was an epicenter of the Patidar agitation in the last election. Okay, the BJP's candidate, the Aam Aadmi Party's candidate in the Junagadh city is Chetan Gajera, who's a former BJP Yuva Morcha chief from the same city. So, somewhere there are going to be cases where the three-way fight may not necessarily benefit either the Congress or the BJP. There could be an unexpected beneficiary. Maybe the Congress benefits more. But as I said, this is like 182 Westminster model elections put together, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting. But there is going to be no one clear answer who will benefit in a three-way contest. That's sort of becoming more and more clear.
No, because Jay, we are not talking about years, we are talking about decades here as far as the BJP here is concerned. But so far the assessment that has been, because there is also a change in many multiple factors. The Hardik factor is also something that we need to talk about. But Mr. Venu Gopal Narayan, sir, what is your assessment so far? Because we are getting the first reaction and the tweet rather of Arvind Kejriwal. वो तो कह रहे सीधे तौर पे कि गुजरात की जनता इस बार बड़े बदलाव के लिए तैयार है, हम जरूर जीतेंगे.
Afternoon.
Yes, sir.
I don't see the Aam Aadmi Party making any waves in Gujarat. Sorry. No matter what Mr. Kejriwal may tweet, there has to be something reflected on the ground. I don't see that, man. I just don't see that. Let me put it this way. Bharatiya Janata Party is going to do better than it did in 2017, and the Congress is not going to do as badly as some people think.
What makes you say that, sir?
Well, very simply, I live in Gujarat. I walk around, I talk to people, and if there is an AAP wave of at least some material magnitude, it's got to show up on the street. It's not.
Right, but when it comes to the Congress party in here as well, Jay, as far as the assessment is concerned, and one of the leaders there of the Congress party has been saying that even if the Aam Aadmi Party supports the Congress party in a way, we'll welcome it. So is it really a three-cornered fight?
No, see, this is, I would treat this as a statement made out of desperation. You're referring to the statement of Mr. Bharat Singh Solanki,
Correct.
which has been reported today morning, where he has said that, and he also at the end of his statement makes a disclaimer that, look, this I'm making the statement in my individual capacity, not as a party. So clearly there is a sign of discomfort within the Congress party for what has been happening. But, there are key leaders, starting with Indranil Rajguru in Rajkot, Mr. Rawal, whose father was the home minister in the last Congress government in Gujarat. Key city after city, the Congress leaders have moved out of the Congress. So there is a statement of desperation. That's very clear. If the Congress were to not do as badly, as some people are projecting, I clearly see the Congress retaining some of its tribal strongholds, retaining some of its strongholds in central Gujarat. It does have some sort of a fortress over there. But yes, outside these two zones, it's clearly, anyone's guess what could happen to the Congress.
Right, but Mr. Venu Gopal, is there a massive anti-incumbency factor here or not? Because if you are saying that the Congress party still had a chance, in the Bharat Jodo Yatra, the Congress leader and MP Rahul Gandhi has been saying that the Aam Aadmi party is just a flex, it's just in the air. There is no reality on ground as far as the visibility of the Aam Aadmi party is concerned, sir.
Whom is that question
to me?
to?
Yes, sir. Mr. Venu Gopal.
Who's that question to, please?
For you, sir.
Oh, okay. Look, anti-incumbency, you have to look at it differently in Gujarat because 2017, there were a number of factors at play which did give the Bharatiya Janata Party a bit of a surprise. Those factors have been serially neutralized in the succeeding 5 years. If you look at whether it's the Hardik Patel factor or the Alpesh Thakur or Jignesh Mehwani, they've all been neutralized. So I don't see so much anti-incumbency as it's being made out currently, because for the simple reason that the Bharatiya Janata Party is still extremely popular here.
But has there been any dampener to that popularity or not? Because the Morbi incident is said to be playing another big factor there, Aishwarya, because you've been there speaking to the people, getting the mood of the nation, the mood of the people there on ground. Mixed reactions so far that are coming in. Aishwarya, over to you. More reactions, please, as to what exactly are people now thinking.
Well, certainly it's a triangular fight in the state of Gujarat as the elections have been declared officially by the Election Commission of India, and right now there are few people. आप वोटर हैं, आप बताइए, आप तो दुकानदार हैं, क्या मूड लग रहा है आपका इस बार? बिल्कुल, कुछ तो बताइए, किस तरह लग रहा है आपको? बीजेपी आएगी दोबारा इस बार? हाँ आएगी। मोरबी का कुछ असर पड़ेगा यहाँ पर? थोड़ा घना पड़ेगा। So, this is where I am. This is the vegetable market, and also inflation plays a huge role while there are elections. And there we can go ahead and if we can ask few people over here as to what they think as far as, the upcoming elections are concerned. Sir, आप लोग यहाँ पर वोटर्स हैं, इलेक्शन रिजल्ट डिक्लेयर हो गया है, आपको क्या चुनाव के बड़े मुद्दे लगते हैं?
सर, मैं कहीं बाहर से हूँ, मैं यहाँ का वोटर नहीं हूँ।
अच्छा, वोटर नहीं है यहाँ के। I'll also go and ask to some of the vendors over here who are here at the vegetable shop. सर, महंगाई इस बार मुद्दा लग रहा है आप लोगों को इलेक्शंस के अंदर गुजरात में?
अच्छा है, लगता है।
महंगाई का असर पड़ेगा?
हाँ, पड़ेगा ना, बहुत पड़ता है।
और जिस तरीके से मोरबी में जो अभी घटना हुई है, उसका असर आपको दिख रहा है कि गुजरात चुनावों में पड़ेगा?
नहीं, दुख तो सबको होता है ना साहब, उसका बेचारे आज बेवकूफ़ी गोलियों की इसके लिए अच्छा होता बेचारा, आज बेकार हो गए कोई इंसान वगैरह से अच्छा होता तो सही बात है।
So you heard from the people over here in Gandhinagar. They are clearly stating that yes, it's a sad moment about whatsoever has happened in Morbi, but it's a triangular fight. Some are in favor of BJP and saying that they will historically repeat their tenure in the state of Gujarat, but some says that it's going to be a very tough fight as Aam Aadmi Party is also in the fray.
Right, let me take this across to Jai Mrug. Jai, I remember that we'd done a breakup of each of the 182 seats going to the polls in the state of Gujarat in the year 2017. And what was really interesting to see in those elections was that the Congress party pretty much held its ground, its sway over a large section of the rural seats in Gujarat. There was actually rural discontentment against the ruling BJP at that point in time. Do you believe that the Congress will be able to have that kind of an impact in rural seats this time, or will the AAP make inroads there?
This is pretty fascinating. You see, in the rural areas, the vote share gap between the Congress and the BJP narrows down to 3 to 5%. You know, and it's of course the BJP in the end, but the Congress, the sort of gap it has in urban areas with the BJP, 17 to 20%. That narrows down to about 5%. So in the rural areas, the contest opens up. Now, last time, the Indian National Congress really managed to put up a great performance in the rural areas because it had consolidated whatever anti-BJP vote was. I mean, it was a little bit paradoxical. On one hand, you had Hardik with the Congress, and on the other hand, you also had those who were actually a reaction to Hardik's movement. That is, people like Alpesh Thakur. Even they had gone along with the Congress, which was a little bit paradoxical, but the Congress somehow in the rural areas pulled this apple cart through and they managed to put up a performance. Now, what's happening this time? Hardik is with the BJP.
Yes.
Alpesh is out of the Congress, right? And he lost his by-election. Okay. And the Congress is battling a defection of its cadre to the AAP. Let's be very clear. Across the rural swaths, there's been a cadre defection. Okay. The BJP is going to field a lot of new faces. That is what we heard, right? And the Aam Aadmi Party is, you know, I'm sorry to say, I'm just getting a little bit humorous here, you know. It has become a BCD, you know, it has become a Bhajapa Congress Dharamshala. From AAP, it has become BCD. You know, whatever is the remainder of Bhajapa and Congress gets into Aam Aadmi Party. That's the thing I'm seeing all across. You know, so if you go to South Gujarat, for example, in Pardi, you know, they have a very young candidate who's a former Sarpanch of the BJP. So it's very interesting. This should, in a way, make it triangular, not one way. Triangular, I insist, because you need an organization in the rural areas. You can't just win with faces, you know, getting some defectors and copy pasting them like Microsoft from another place to here. So I see it clearly triangular. So I would say, compared to 2017, the rural areas this time are disadvantaged for the Congress, not advantage for the Congress.
And the urban seats, where the BJP pretty much has a hegemony, Jay, dating back to almost 25 years now, the urban seats have been completely dominated by the BJP over the last 2.5 decades. Do you see the AAP making any impact there, or is the BJP hegemony likely to continue?
I see the AAP. Yes, see. The AAP will have its own appeal because of the sort of promises and the freebies that they're promising to dole out. However, you also have to remember that Gujarat has perhaps one of the largest number of urban seats, semi-urban seats, even a urban population that is fairly affluent. So I do not know how much the AAP would be able to penetrate those voters. I'm not sure. But yes, clearly in the Surat municipal polls, if you treat that as benchmark, and if we go with data, the BJP polled 48% of the vote. The AAP was second, but far behind at 28%. The Congress was whittled down to 10%. Now we don't know, even if that 10% is to whittle further, how much more it can help the AAP win. That one doesn't know. So in a sense, one would still assume, if you take the municipal poll election data, one would assume that the BJP would have a lead over there.
But that too has been very minuscule as far as the Aam Aadmi Party there is concerned. I mean, they are already exuding confidence of a win already, but it did not register a win during the 2019 elections itself. Let me go back to our reporters there on the ground. Aishwarya, back to you on that, because the mixed reactions that we have been getting from the people, exactly when it comes to the presence of the Aam Aadmi Party, is it really there? Is it very much visible or not? Or is it just a two-way fight between the BJP and the Congress?
Some are saying that the Congress is this time not in a fray, and therefore the reason they will be going towards the Aam Aadmi Party and they hope that something will happen. Sir, आपसे जानना चाहेंगे, आप वोटर हैं यहाँ पर, इलेक्शन सब ऑफिशियली डिक्लेयर हो चुके हैं, आपको लगता है कि क्या-क्या आम आदमी पार्टी का इस बार कुछ यहाँ पर जोर चलेगा, क्योंकि वो भी अब इस बार बीजेपी और कांग्रेस के अगेंस्ट है?
अभी तो कुछ कह नहीं सकता है, लेकिन प्रचार बहुत चल रहा है। लगभग नया युग पर्यंत चलता तो कोई कोशिश कर सकता है, पर कह नहीं सकता भाजपा या कांग्रेस कोई भी, तीनों पक्ष अच्छी तरह से चल रहा है गांधीनगर में।
और मोरबी में जिस तरह की घटना हुई, उसका असर आपको लगता है इन चुनावों में पड़ेगा?
अभी तो कुछ नहीं कह सकता हूँ, अभी कुछ नहीं कह सकता हूँ।
सम यंग वोटर्स आर ऑल्सो हियर, आपको क्या लगता है मोरबी में जिस तरह की घटना हुई उसका असर पड़ेगा इन चुनावों पर?
लगता तो है पड़ेगा उसका असर।
और आम आदमी पार्टी जिस तरीके से नई पार्टी गुजरात के अंदर आई है, वो क्या जीत पाएगी यहाँ पर?
वो अभी कुछ कह नहीं सकते है उसके,
हाँ,
पर तो भी हो सकता है।
Moving forward to some more vendors out here in Gandhinagar, because this is called the hub of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And sir, as a voter, because the elections have been declared now, what do you think that the Morbi incident will play a role and will affect the elections, or do you think that it won't?
I feel that it will impact on the voters' mindset a little bit, but I don't see more opportunity on losing votes because it's all BJP hub over here, and you can see that over last many decades, this is the guard of BJP. So I don't see it's a dent, but of course sentiments are hurt. So on local body, it may have some changes, but not on overall as a state assembly.
Okay, and Aam Aadmi Party coming into the fray, they are confident that they will be beating BJP this time?
I don't think so because I'm not totally a BJP supporter, but Aam Aadmi Party is still growing and rising. They still need to work a lot on ground level. So I don't see any possibilities this time. Maybe next year, next election.
So next year they can come into the fray, but certainly they are rising. What the voters are clearly saying. आपको लगता है क्या आम आदमी पार्टी इस बार जो नई पार्टी है वो कहीं ना कहीं यहाँ पर चुनाव जीत पाएगी, जिस तरीके से वो लोग कॉन्फिडेंट नजर आ रहे हैं?
वो लोग जीत पाएंगे यूँ।
हाँ, क्या लग रहा है आपको इस बार इलेक्शन में क्या होने वाला है?
इलेक्शन में तो जो होता है वही होता आता है।
फिर से बीजेपी जीतेगी?
बीजेपी जीतेगी।
अच्छा। So there you heard different views from different voters, but it's a mixed reaction as far as
those are the raw
people
and
are
unfiltered
concerned over
reactions
here.
as much as you can get by speaking to the people there of Gujarat. But Mr. Venu Gopal, as far as the people there are concerned, using that rationale and the logic and the reasoning that they have, is the very much presence of Aam Aadmi Party that they still say that they don't feel it yet. But this is something, this is going to be a big story, multiple reactions that are coming in. Thanking our guests for now.